Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So how do you usually practice to playing a keyboard?
I usually practice with my teacher in my home.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from MTsB kita nih cakep, and we are from 8.3. My name is Rasyif and my friend is Gerado. Hey, have you been following the new upcoming general election?
Yes, I have. It's going to be a pretty big one, isn't it?
Definitely. If many young people should be especially important to pay attention of it.
Absolutely. It's our future that at stake after all. But I feel like a lot young people don't really care about politics sometimes, or think that their vote doesn't matter.
That's a common misconception, but it's really not true. Every vote counts, and if every young people got involved in the political process, we could make a real change.
I know, but it's so hard to get excited about politics sometimes.
Well, sometimes political will be bored and maybe like only like that, but it's very important for us to pay attention because it's very depends on our future of the country.
That's true. So, what issue do you think are most important for young people in this election?
Mm, Young people can be for used to voting because voting is only way to make them to feel more important in this political process.
I could agree more. It's time for young people to step up and make our voice heard. Thanks for reminding me of the importance of this election.
Of course, but we need to make a leader who will prioritize them and make them to be more important for our future because many leader can be corrupt like our country, and we should to make a new leader who will prioritize them to make political is more important than anything.
That's good point. I think sometimes we forget if we have uh definitely I will go research on the candidate and the issues, and I will inform when I go to vote.
Okay, but I think you should must to have pay attention for our country and young people to pay attention of the political process because political process is should have been a responsibility of us.
That's good point. I think sometimes we forget if we have power to change, even if just in our own community.
Yes, but sometimes we need to remind and many things like we need to remind them like advertisement and maybe other things.
Yeah. I wonder if there are any youth-led organization or initiative that we could get involved to with to make an impact.
There are many organizations in this country, but we can join like pay attention of the event in your village or maybe in a town, city hall, and other things like that. So we can choose or maybe voting like especially young people.
Yeah, that's great idea. Even if we can't physically attend event, there are often online resource or community that we can join and stay informed and engaged.
True, that's true. But we need to make sure that we have to our responsibility to make them realize that political is very important for our country and ourselves because it's if we don't have a political process, maybe our country will can be a good country and maybe can be a bad country.
Hmm. Yeah, and not only that, but it's important to encourage others to get involved too. We can't do this alone.
Yes, we need a partner that will help us to make many young people realize. But it's really need a cost. So we must sacrifice many things like money, time, and other.
Yeah, and start with us. We have power to shape our future and create what we want to live in.
Sure, but we need to make sure that we will choose the partner that we can believe. Because if we don't have a real believer partner, we can maybe we can just ruin our future.
Definitely, we need to make sure our concerns are being taken seriously and our leaders are held accountable for their action. Well, I'm feeling a lot more motivated to get involved now. Thanks for the pep talk.
Of course, it's okay. But absolutely, we are young people, so we need to make sure that we have a politic in our hearts and for our country.
Even the election is over, we need to still stay engaged and hold our elect official accountable.
Of course, because of that, general election and youth is very important of us, and make us can be like this because of the political in this country. Because political is like a key for
Yeah.
the success for our country.
And who knows, maybe one of us will ever run for office.
Yeah, maybe there are some people who will help us to make in an office, so we can make an advertisement to make young people will more understand about the issues of a political process like voting Ganjar or other.
Yeah, yeah, and let's do it. We have a power to create our future, and we have creativity and energy to create it, to make it a bright one.
Yes, as young people, we have a unique perspective and have a unique of a thinking, because young people can always think of a more long and always short.
Yeah, let's do it. And let's remember, if we have a power or we have a future, that's we need to shape, and we have power to create it, to make it good one. Yeah, I think that's all.
I think that's all that I can say. Thank you for listening to our communication about general election and youth. Wassalamualaikum
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.